Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Peachy and this is Plant and Style. For today's video, we are going to have our Anthurium collection tour 2024. And just like my latest videos, we are going to rate each one, just the ones that I'm able to rate, of course, not the ones that are new to my collection. 5-star being the easiest to care for, and 1-star if it's a little more on the difficult side. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Before we begin, I just want to talk a little bit about how I care for all of my anthuriums in general. So the substrate of choice, my favorite substrate is PON. Now, I used to use only lechuza PON exclusively, but as you probably know, if you know, you know, lechuza has been in and out with their stocks. Lately, it's very hard to get a hold of them. So I have this new favorite pond mix. When I'm repotting, I now transfer to this new DIY pond recipe, which I will link in the description box if you guys wanna check it out and try it for yourself. So this DIY pond is based on Nick of NXC Plants. He has a YouTube channel, plant channel as well. Do check him out because he's got fantastic Anthurium collection in my opinion. So thanks Nick for sharing your recipe. One thing I changed though in his recipe is I substituted the lava rock with my DIY pond recipe. So I will leave the details in the description box as well as the recipe that I use and link to Nick's so you can try both with whatever you prefer. I highly recommend if you haven't tried pond yet. I have a video about it. All the links will be in the description box, and all the products that I mentioned will be in the description box for you to check out. And if I miss anything, just do ask it in the comments and I will provide it over there. Okay, so what else? Fertilizer. The fertilizer of choice right now that I use is the Foliage Pro that I think now is called Super Thrive Dynagrow 936. So it's a little heavy in nitrogen, which I prefer because I can use this fertilizer across the board for all of my plants in different media. So I also add CalMag, which is the first thing that I add into my water nutrient jug, and then followed by the Super Thrive, and lastly I do add the HydroGuard. My seedlings are in the cabinet. I do care for them inside the cabinet because I feel like they could use a little extra humidity, and as soon as they outgrow the cabinet, I do try my best to acclimate them into my living room condition. What else? Airflow. There is constant airflow, and most of my pots are in self-watering pot because I do have a lot, and it's just for convenience. It's easier, so it's less toxic to care for many plants this way, and I do recommend that also. And I think that's about it. So I'm going to take you to the plants and I'm going to give you a B-roll for the ones that are harder to see. So without further ado, let's go check out some cool anthuriums. Here is the overview of where my anthuriums are and they currently live. And I do supplement my lighting with this Highland Soltec track light up above. And I do have western exposure through this window as well. So most of my more mature plants, mother plants, are on the top shelves, and only the seedlings are in this cabinet right here. First, we're gonna start up here, and this is my Queen Anthurium. This is from Ecuador, and I have grown these 2 leaves right here under my care, and the original import leaf is right behind there, and it's actually looking not so good, so we're just gonna leave it alone. And then we're gonna jump up here. This is a red crystal type, and it is grown locally by a local breeder. And look at that emergent leaf that it has. I think it is intense. The color is just like red wine. Very, very cool. And so far it's been great, just hanging there in ambient, and it transitioned well from the cabinet. Okay, and then here we have a forgetti eye. It's a dark form forgetti eye, nothing special. I have been using its pollen to pollinate my other plants, but this is my Anthurium luxurians, and this is the original Anthurium luxurians. I mean the classic, not a hybrid, pure Anthurium, which I love. The texture is just magnificent. It's just incredible how it's even real. But it is, and I love it. And I can show you more hybrids from it in a few. And then we're gonna come down here. And speaking of luxurian hybrid, this is Carla Blackier crossed with luxurian. And as you can see, the luxuriant trait is definitely very strong. And I can see a little bit of Carla in there, definitely, but I guess we're gonna have to wait for a more mature leaf. I like it though. I like the subtle bolation compared to the classic luxuriant right there that is really like dragon scale kind of texture. And then next to it is a gift from one of you guys. That is a dorayaki crossed with forgetti from Jonah. And this is one of the two gifts seedlings that I got from her. And this one in particular actually has a fused lobe. This is the newest leaf, and as you can see, it's got a gorgeous, gorgeous forgetti lobe with very thick silver veining from the dorayaki. I think it's just incredible. Over here, we have, this is my ginormous crystallinum, dark crystallinum. I got it as a dark crystallinum, but then the last three leaves has been showing fused sinus again, especially that one right there. You see that? I'm sorry, it's difficult to see, but that is a forgetti lobe, isn't it? So I suspect it has a forgetti pollen in it, forgetti blood. That's why it's shaping like a forgetti now as it matures. And this is ginormous. You see my hand right there? For scale, here you go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 palm probably right there. Right? That is freaking awesome. And then another luxuriant hybrid over here, and another fused lobe. This is luxuriant cross with forgetti, and oh my gosh, this one is absolutely gorgeous. I love that it is a complete forgetti lobe, and the dark bolation of the leaf, it is just fantastic. And it's currently blooming. It has inflorescence that I recently pollinated with something cool. And then that is its oldest leaf right here. That this one emerged while I was away on vacation, and it got caught in between leaves, so it grew crooked, just like so. All right, and then next we have over here is This is a pure papillolaminum. Unfortunately, the mother plant has suffered from a lot of spider mite damage, so she's been cut back and restarted. So this was the top cutting, and this is the newest leaf after that. But then I recently found more spider mites while this was emerging, so it's probably not gonna look perfect, but I am just glad that it is fighting and it is alive still after all that trouble. And this one I will rate as 3 stars. Unfortunately, everything else is, especially this one, is a 5 star. My crystallinum is a 5 star as well. Down here is a Bessier cross with red crystal, and this one I think I have underwatered it while it was emerging, hence the crooked leaves right there, so it did not expand fully. Hopefully it's not too late, it might still expand, but I don't know. I have been recently transitioned this from cabinet into ambient right here, so it's its first leaf since then, so it is expected to have wonky leaf every time you try to acclimate the first leaf, since that action is usually a little bit deformed or just a little bit weird than normal. But after that, it should get back to normal, because then it will be fully acclimated if everything goes well, of course. And then here is a narrow form VGI, or the King Anthurium. And I especially love this because the ribbing is very, very tight, and I love that about it. Unfortunately, the nose leaf is once again a wonky boy, but that's okay. It's just a leaf. Leaf can be replaced. So we're just gonna have to be patient and wait for another one of these. All right. Then we have, this is the Anthurium. This is my Anthurium wendlingeri. And look at that. The last 2 leaves that grew out are extra, extra long. Like it tripled the size almost of the leaf before it. It's incredible. I cannot believe, because I got it as a seedling, very small, with little belt leaves like this, little pendant leaf, and then all of a sudden you get this extra long. It's so crazy. So far, this plant has been such a trooper. I have not lost a single leaf from acclimation since I received it from, this was from Aquagenera once more. Right here is my original Queen Anthurium, but unfortunately this one, I don't know how, I can't figure it out completely. It's great right now with this, that is the newest leaf that it has, but as soon as it pushes out a new leaf, this is going to go soon, because it doesn't keep more than 2 leaves so far. And look, it's already starting to go. So it has recently flowered even, which I decided to cut off because I didn't think it was going to be ready to be pollinated. It has 2 leaves. These 2 leaves are definitely going to tank for sure. So I cut it off and hoping to get more foliage instead. Next one is a Papillolaminum luxurian hybrid right there. And do you see what I mean by luxurian hybrids? Just look like young luxurians for some reason. So as you can see, you can't really tell the papillolaminum trait in it, right? The hybrids just kind of look similar. It's very hard to distinguish the parent trait apart from the luxurian part. So it's not the worst in the world. I just want a little bit of differences. You know, I don't want same things over and over in my collection. if I can help it. Apart from, unless if it's a papillolaminum, this is a papillolaminum. I am drawn to their look. I love that. I find it so alluring, like the dark velvety and the ears, and they differ. There are many different kinds of papillolaminum. I am definitely here for them, and I'm not mad about it, not even a bit. And then here we have, this is Anthurium Carla Blackier that I happen to have acquired very cheaply because it was a rehab. It was showing leaves looking like this, really curled up and crispy, just like this. But the most current leaves that I have grown is just amazing. Like, look at that veination. I never thought that I would love veins in my anthuriums until I saw this. And look at the newest leaf. Oh my goodness. Isn't that very cool? I think it is just so plump. The features are definitely so intense. It's dark, it's black, but the veins are just angry, yeah. And then on top of that, I have pollinated it successfully, I think, by the looks of the bumps, the pimples that it's growing right now. I think those are berries forming already, which is amazing. I have only been able to pollinate one successfully, even after 6 tries of different plants. So I am looking forward to that. And then at the back right here, this is one of the top favorites at the minute because of how it looks. Get this guy out of the way. But this one right here is my Conaya lens. Come on, guys. The Bella. Sorry for the intermission, but this Hoya Bella right here is blooming like crazy and it's in the way. Definitely. So here we go. This is Anthurium conilens crossed with papillolaminum, and that, my friends, is the newest leaf that it has. And if we come closer, you can see how velvety and dark that is. How gorgeous is that? Super duper dark as well. So unfortunately, the oldest leaves are doing that. So the edges are browning for some reason, and I suspect because it is also flowering, and I also recently pollinated this one by something cool. I'm just experimenting, pollinating what I can and whatever I have. There's no plans whatsoever, but so far I have been writing them down just in case, because something might come successful just like this one. So I'm really excited about this because it's a Carla Blackier, no less. And yeah, I cannot wait to have Carla Blackier babies. This one right here is Magnificum No ID that I received as a free plant that was on rehab again. I love acquiring rehab plants and reviving them back to health, basically, turning them into a beautiful specimen. I find that very satisfying to do. And this one retains its red veining and sinus. Here you can see there's red sinus on the oldest leaves even. This one not so much. This is one of the oldest. And then this one gave me another pop. I cannot believe it. This is probably the 4th time that it has grew a pop randomly for me. And the other pop is right here. This is a clone that was separated from that plant, and as you can see, it is in desperate need of a repot. The roots have taken over the reservoir, although there is a new leaf, so I'm gonna have to wait for that to fully emerge before I do anything to it. This one right here is a, hold on, this one right here is a Tazula red crystal cross with dock block. Let's see if you can see right there. So it's very dark and it has very red emergence as well. And I got this 2023, January 2023 as a rehab seedling. It literally had this tiny of a leaf when I got it for free. And then this one right here is there are two plants in here, but they're both dark forgetii. They're seedlings that I got from a local seller. The mother plant of this forgetii is from Selby's garden. The father is a dark forgetii silver. And that explains this silver veination from this other sibling right here. So very, very cool. Forgetii probably is my favorite shape when it comes to Anthurium. I don't know. There's just something about it that I find is very unique, you know? Because everything else is heart shape, if you know what I mean. Just to make it different. And this is the other Dorayaki forgetii hybrid seedling. This one has the heart shape and the other one has the forgetii lobe. So I'm keeping them both for that reason. I did forget about this guy, but this is FDG Fairchild Crystal cross with Baroquianum. Amazing, amazing hybrid. Look at all that silver veining. That is just crazy, don't you think? Unfortunately, we have some dry tips because I recently transferred it from soil to PON, and as you can see, I think it really likes a PON right there. And this newest leaf, unfortunately, is looking like it's drying up as well, so I might need to refill the reservoir on this one because coming from soil, it is not used to sipping the water from the bottom just yet. I think that it wants to be watered from the top, and I'm gonna do that in a second after this. And yeah, that's it, I think. And I think I did not miss anybody anymore. Oh wait, this one. Sorry. This one is my Anthurium papillilaminum cross with Tessula ace of spade dark form. Papillilaminum is from Ree's garden, and this particular hybrid was made by Hoya Ho or Sam from Instagram. Unbelievable plant. This plant is definitely one of my darkest and easygoing. I'm gonna say easygoing, although it has like two imperfect leaves at the bottom down here. These are the older leaves, but man, the current leaf is so freaking dark and velvety. And check out the other leaf before that. It is less bumpy, right? And it is definitely looking like ace of spade right here. Amazing. Amazing. And look, it currently has another leaf. And I did recently cut off an old inflorescence right there, and I used its pollen to pollinate something, and now it has another inflorescence on the way. So it's just pumping. It's just pumping it all out. Amazing, amazing plant. Next one is this beautiful, my very first Anthurium crystallinum. This is my very first Anthurium, I mean, in general. So I have repotted it into this DIY pot, and it is actually in a different mix. This is again based on Nick of NXC's NXC plants mix for his bigger, more mature Anthuriums. And it has fir bark, tree fern fiber, perlite, and combination of his PON recipe. So far, it has pushed out another leaf, which is going to be the first leaf that it is going to push out since this new substrate. So it's a soilless, chunky mix. Look at this bush. What a beautiful, easygoing plant. And I got this from Etsy back in the day. I've had this for 3 years now, I believe. And this plant has gone down to practically a stump. And this two right here, I think these two leaves are the oldest leaves that it had. And then all at the same time, it grew all of these leaves right here. This one is wonky because it didn't have room to expand. But my goodness, 5-star for crystallinum. Crystallinum is so, so forgiving. And yeah, I highly recommend it over clarinervium. I have a hard time raising clarinervium for some reason, but I think we might have something. This is my clarinervium over here, and we have a new leaf. And I think there are 2 growth points here from me trying to chop it back and trying to grow something else, something new, because the foliage will eventually crisp up like this, and it gets pretty ugly eventually. So I'm happy that right now, oh, because I had it in the cabinet for a while as well, and since taking it out of the cabinet, I feel like it's happier. Now I have more than one leaf, so I think it really likes it. We have a new leaf as well right there, and I don't know why it's bent. It has 2 inflorescences currently, and this one right here, I think it might still be receptive actually. I didn't bother pollinating it because I know that clarinervium takes a long time to pollinate. It has another one coming in, and this is its first inflorescence as well. So I'm waiting for the pollen to fully form, and then I guess I'm gonna collect it and probably self this. I don't know. I don't know what to do with all this pollen. So I'm not just pollinating everything because obviously I don't have any room for that, but I did try, and I think I might have gotten my first successful pollination. I am going to show you next. So the next one is my Anthurium Bessier F, and this is the what I'm talking about, the possibly successful pollination, and when we might be able to have some berries, some seeds to grow pretty soon. I don't think it's ready just yet. I heard it's ready when it's almost popping out. I wanted to show what it looks like when it is actively producing some berries. As you can see, this is pollinated with crystallinum, the one with the forgetii, the closed lobe crystallinum that I have. And for no reason, it's just that that's what I had at that time. And look at how it poked through through the leaves, so you can have, because it's trying to follow the light source. This is in a southeast facing window, and it does get a lot of bright indirect light. But look at this Bessier, is so gorgeous. I grew this from a very small plant, but once again, this plant does not stay pretty. So this, I have trimmed this recently just because it's just not look pretty at all, and my family thinks it's dying constantly. So I did that for just so it looks a little less beat, you know. But my goodness, I am so excited. I am definitely going to film my journey into growing this berries. We're going to collect it together and we're going to grow it together. So 4-star for Bessier F, just because it's hard to keep them looking perfect. So yeah, other than that, very cool color, very cool venation. Definitely is good for hybridizing, and that's what we're doing with this one. Next one is my Anthurium metallicum, and this one I've had for years, and from a rehab import, actually imported from Ecuador. And oh my goodness, it has grown. I cannot believe it actually was sized up under my condition in the living room. So this one sits right next to my Thai constellation, and it is beating the heck out, out of the Thai constellation when it comes to how pretty it looks. It has grown so beautifully. Anthurium metallicum is a 5-star because it's such a champ, very easygoing indeed. And then here's another papillilaminum. Did I mention I love papillilaminum just yet? Because this is the new leaf that it has right here, and again has taken into this new substrate from soil. This one came from soil, and this is an ambient in bedroom. It lives in the bedroom next to my monsteras. Definitely is very dark. This newest leaf is yet to expand, so I am excited to see what it's gonna look, because the lobe is changing, as you can see. Sometimes you buy them like this and then they eventually open up anyway, so you really never know what you're gonna get until you grow it out into your environment. But yeah, another papillilaminum, 5-star for these papillilaminums from Ecuador are doing mighty fine for me for some reason, and the ones that I got, the Rolflinum, is not. So I don't know. These are way cheaper too because I got it as a small plant, small specimen. So yeah, I love me some papillilaminum. Then we have these two more queen anthuriums. One is just irregular, dark and skinny queen anthurium right here, and another one that has taken to the new substrate. And then this one right here has muted vein. This is Esmeralda, Queen Anthurium Esmeralda. It's my first one, and I love that. I love that minimal veining, dark and skinny specimen. So hopefully it continues to look like this, but so far so good. Yay. Next are the GGs. This is species Napo that I got from Tropicals, And yeah, this is the emergent leaf right here. It's still expanding for me, and I'm going to use this to hybridize. I like the shape of it to hybridize some Anthuriums, but I do have another one. Here's my OG Gigi, and it's got a new leaf currently that I'm trying to control. But this one has bigger leaves now, as you can see, and I'm probably going to gift this one to one of my friends because I prefer the shape of the other one, but I want to see if it grows into something like this as well. And the other one is a lot darker too. So yeah, I think this is gonna be gifted to one of my friends. So if you're my friend, you might get it. So, and then next we have, this is a Gigi hybrid. This is Bessier cross with Gigi, Bessie F cross with Gigi, and we have a new leaf right here. And same so new DIY pond that they're loving, I'm loving. So this one was from, I think this one was from Rooted Rarities, I believe. But yeah, very dark, definitely cooler looking Gigi with the earlobes of like just like the Bessier earlobes. So yeah, very tough plant. Welcome to my Anthurium seedling cabinet. This is the Klingsbo from IKEA, which I think is discontinued already, and I got mine for free from Facebook Marketplace. And this used to have legs, by the way, but it didn't come with it when I acquired it. And yeah, so far every single seedling Anthurium that I put in this cabinet has thrived, and I am just grateful for it because look at that. Like pretty much every single plant has an emergent leaf coming. So far so good. I use this USB fan for all of my cabinets, and I love it because it's very strong. I only have it in the weakest setting. Okay, so we're gonna start with this one right there, is my Anthurium King of Spades. It's been very slow and hard for me to grow it, but I still would like to keep on trying because I love that round shape of it and the very thick foliage. The leaf is very thick. It's almost like leather, and the texture is like suede. Very cool. And yeah, I would love to have more than two leaves though. So far I'm gonna rate it as 4-star just because it is very slow and difficult. So next one right here, this is a Carla BVAP cross with papillilaminum that I got from Woohoo Tropicals, and I grew these leaves. I got it as a baby, and oh my goodness, look at that. It's got some blue sheen, very velvety, and very with less veining. So you can see the BVAP characteristic is coming through. Not much as a Carla, but wow, very bumpy. So cool. And it's got a new leaf right there, not missing out. So far, so fast. Also, 5-star for this hybrid. And then over here is a papillilaminum forgetii butt cut that I have chopped multiple times because it wasn't growing. I think it suffered from spider mites, I believe. And I think we're back on track. Hopefully it'll grow soon. Here we have Ace of Spade cross with BVEP from Woohoo Tropicals. Very cool. It's got an emergent leaf as well. And it's in the new DIY pond right there. This one right here is a no ID from Tazula, and it's giving me Dresslery vibe. It's bumpy, bolate, less vein, and dark. So I can't wait for this to harden so you can see the full final color when it hardens. But it definitely is giving me Dresslery vibe, and I'm very, very excited for it. I hope it's true because it looks like my other Dresslery right here. This Dresslery is from Ecuador, as you can see. I got it as a seedling as well. And then next one right here. Oh my goodness. So, so pretty. This is Ralph Lynam. This one right here is Ralph Lynam Fort Sherman and F2. And I grew... Oh no, this is not it. Wait a minute. Is it? No, I think this is Reese Gardens Papillolaminum crossed with NSE Portale. I have this damage at the bottom right here that I remember that the seller did while packing it up. I grew this leaf under my care, and we have a new one as well. Okay, this one right here is a dark phoenix from Cartel Daun seedling, and it's also pushed up its newest leaf as well right there. Over here is my NSE red crystal that I grew from seed. Oh my god, this one is so beautiful. It's got very nice silver veins and it's very sparkly, bolate, and round. This is the hardened leaf right here. It's definitely a keeper. Next one is this dock block cross with papillolaminum. I have two of these. The other one is transitioning into ambient, and I prefer this particular specimen. The other one has more veining that it got from the dock block parentage, but this one is darker with less vein and with pink veins as well. It's like purple emergent. Look at that. How cool is that? Very, very nice. And the white white marks right there, powdery looking thing, is mineral, I think. Mineral deposits from the water. And then another cool one. This is the Ralph Lynam Fort Sherman F2. It's got a dagger shape right there. The previous leaf. Hold on, I'm gonna grab it. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so one thing that you shouldn't do is touching the emergent leaves because they will not forgive you. They're very unforgiving when it comes to physical damage. They don't like being touched at all. But once again, let's take a look at this emergent leaf on this plant. Incredible. Look at that. It's like blood red and wow, and it's very glossy and shiny. Wow, so, so gorgeous. And look, the ear, the other ear on this leaf did not form very well, but look at that size difference from the leaf before. This is the leaf before. This is like that big, and now check that out. It's like tripled. It's not even triple, quadrupled in size. Look at that. I cannot wait to see this one. This one has perfect ears now, and it's looking like a dagger. So, so gorgeous. And yeah, Next one, like I have mentioned, this is the Dresslery that I got as a seedling from Ecuador, and it's pushed out a flower. This is what I mean by this lighting in here, and the substrate probably had something to do with it. I thought I got a seedling, but the first thing that it grew out is this inflorescence. It's probably not worth pollinating because it's just gonna die back, but I wanted to see if it will produce some pollen for me that maybe I can collect, because I do have a lot of inflorescences right now. So it's got a new leaf right there, and it's taken to this DIY pond, Dresslery from Ecuador. This one right here is Forgetii hybrid with Oroquianum from Selvis Garden. Dark form Forgetii cross with Oroquianum. Pretty cool. And then here, speaking of cool, Anthurium emergence. Check out this one. Wow, this one is so freaking awesome. Look at that. Wow. Look at that spider veins that like curved out like that. So cool. But this one is a papillolaminum, nameless papillolaminum cross with Dressleri Carla. Dressleri Carla. Wow, look at that. Stunning. It definitely has a very unique veining, as you can see. Wow, I got this as a seedling as well, and it's finally showing some cool colors characteristic. You can now distinguish its look, and yeah, very cool indeed. And look at that, very maroon emergent. 5-star for this hybrid. Another one. This one is a Forgetii. Unfortunately, it's upside down, but this one is a Dressleri cross with Forgetii, and I got this from Belief Tropicals from Sydney. And then this one right here is my newest baby. This is Carla Blackier from Buzz Plants OG5 cross with RA8. So most of my seedlings started like this, and I understand they all look the same, but I cannot wait for when it starts to show its characteristics. So it's got a little mechanical damage, but wow, such a cool, very popular plant, definitely. So I got this from Palm Street during his purge. And then we have here, this one right here is another new one. This is the Red Vein Dark Phoenix, and I got this in June 7th. And this is actually the top cut of it. I've decided to propagate it very early because it has root rot when I received it, unfortunately. So it's too soon to tell what's gonna happen here. I will be devastated if it dies on me, but I have a backup. The butt cut is in the rehab cabinet. So wish me luck, guys. And then this one, this is Anthurium circus peanuts cross with papillolaminum, and then cross again with red crystal. I got this as a rehab again. This is the original leaf and the baby leaf down there at the bottom. So I got it as a wonky looking damaged leaves, but very fast it pushed out this. Wow, check that out. It's got some red sinus, bolate body, bluish tone, no vein colors, basic, very, very minimal, very bumpy. Oh my goodness, so cool. And it's out with a new leaf again. This originally crossed by, once again, bus plants. I definitely did not expect it to be this beautiful. I am so glad. I think I got away with this for like, I think $50, and it's it seems like a cool hybrid. Anyways, and then here we have, this one is variegated Vitarifolium. Anthurium vitarifolium is a pendant anthurium, and look at that leaf right there. It has some half moon coloring, as you can see. Can you? I don't know, but yeah, I just recently repotted it into this DIY pond. We'll see. We'll just see. So far, it's perky and it's doing great. So, variegated Vitarifolium. And then this one right here, I got as a cutting, clone cutting from Tazula Ace of Spades dark form, and I water rooted this and moved it into this spawn, and I think it very well likes it. And also it is pushing out a new growth point for some reason right there. So that's pretty cool. Do I have 2 growth points now? I don't know, but that is definitely new right there, that additional growth point. So yeah, fantastic. I'm telling you guys, this PON recipe is like magic to me right now. It is loving this substrate, as you can see. Again, Tasula, Ace of Spades dark form. Next we have right here, this one is Dress Leroy Eastern Dress from the Home Body, and I got it as a 1-leafer, but now we have a new leaf again in this magic DIY pond. Not much to say, it's very new, obviously. This one right here is Doriaki Bebep from Scott Callahan, and this is the newest leaf. And as you can see, it's got super cute overlapping lobe. What is that? Look at that. Whoa. Super cool, and it's rounded just like the dorayaki. So yeah, very cool plant to have. And oh my god, this is my this is the lechuza pond, and I might have to repot this because one of the root jumped out and into the reservoir anyway, but it's stuck in between the sleeve, the insert pot. Yeah, I used to do that because I didn't trust the no drainage vessel for a while, or I wasn't comfortable doing it because I was pretty new to it. So, but now I feel like I'm more confident, so I just pot it in it straight up anyways with no inserts. But I don't think I would recommend that for you guys because it needs to be cleaned out and everything. So it's got its own maintenance, and it's still a lot easier if you have insert like this. You can just flush your pot, no problem. This one right here is Tasula Red Crystal cross with Ace of Spade and cross with Papillilaminum again. So it's a complex hybrid. This one I got in 2 years ago. 2 years ago from Katie Ann. And unfortunately, it's still a 1-leafer. It doesn't seem to retain the more than 1 leaf. The older leaf is always looking terribly that I always end up chopping off. So, but it's very dark. One thing I have noticed also is difficulty in raising Ace of Spade. I don't know if it's just me or it goes for everyone. I find it difficult to grow Ace of Spade under my environment for some reason. There's always something's wrong with it. So maybe I should steer clear from Ace of Spade for a while, but I probably won't because I am stubborn. And then we have over here is another forgetti-eye papillolaminum. This one has minimal but very thick silver vein, and it's also very, very velvety. I love that. And look at that. That is so adorable. Look at that. What? It's just got one stripe in the middle. Very cool. Yeah. Forgetti-eye. I have been growing this for a while too. I've had this for a long time, probably 2 years now, and I have gotten a problem with it. And now I think it's back to being healthy again. This is another red crystal that I grew from seed from NSE, and this one in particular has grown another. I don't know, I must have missed a seed there. So there is another pop there. It's popping so soon. And this one also has a closed sinus right there. So I might probably keep it also because of all that. So far the NSE red crystal has been a blast to watch them grow individually. I have 15 of them and nothing looks the same. It's incredible, guys. Like, I know, like, for someone who doesn't like Anthurium or new to Anthurium, they probably see them as as they look the same, but truly, if you have them side by side, you can see the differences on their veining, on the shape of the leaves, on the colors. It's amazing. I find happiness. I find it very gratifying to watch these plants grow. This one is Doc Blocks Michelle. We have a new leaf. We have an emergent, and we have to see it because I have not seen it. Okay, so the new leaf has very dark purple pink veins. Okay, right there. Wow, super cool indeed. And I think that concludes this seedling cabinet. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you had a great time as much as I did. And if you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell down below so you'll be notified when my future video drops. Again, thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye!